floating just to feel alive.
Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of KO Claim! Anything spoken this dramatically has got to be worth watching. This is not a subliminal message with the subtlety of a jackhammer. Anyway, today we have two robot powerhouses in the ring. In one corner is Baymax from Big Hero 6.
Hello.
In the other is Project 77 from Next Gen.
Hello.
Yeah, it's hard not to notice that 77 was inspired primarily by Baymax. It's not surprising that two of their fight scenes even had similar cinematic techniques, with the action being mostly silent and the music carrying the movement. The battles even end the same way, with the two heroes gearing up for a final blow when something causes them to freeze in place. However, the tone of these scenes was very different. Baymax's tone was, "Hero, what have you done?" While Project 77's was more like, "Oh man, he's giving up everything to save the world and this is Man of Steel epic!" Anyway, we're not really here for cinematic execution comparisons. We're here to see how they would fare against each other in battle. At face value, these are some pretty similar robots, which makes for an even fight, right? Not quite. First, let's look at their strength. Baymax can lift 1,000 pounds without his armor, although I think it's safe to assume that that number is much higher when he's suited up. He can shatter microbot tentacles that are strong enough to lift something like this. Project 77 can lift a car, and he's strong enough to resist the immensely powerful combat robot known as Ares. He can't actually overpower Ares with physical strength.
Oh, come on.
But that might have something to do with the fact that Ares is simply more massive than he is, which means he has more weight behind his movements. It's hard to say how strong these robots are, but I can't picture Baymax smacking an android across a football field like 77 does. Even when Baymax's healthcare chip was removed and he monstrously shoved away his fellow teammates, he didn't come close to hurling them that far. Otherwise, the movie would have to re-examine its parental rating. Let's face it, his punches pack a wallop, but I'd say Project 77 is the stronger of the two. Durability. Baymax's armor does a good job of preventing this. He can take a beating, but he has been stunned pretty easily by Dr. Callahan's attacks in the movie. He got back up from all of them, but quickly sustained damage to his armor in the movie's final battle. After that, his suit was torn off by a flying piece of building. In the final battle of Next Gen, Project 77 took a serious beating.
All right.
One Tesla attack looks like it really should have done him in, yet he survived another, got slammed around, battered multiple times by a chainsaw crossed with a lightsaber, and at the end of the day it was a completely unrelated hardware issue that shut him down. That's funny because the damaged hardware was the result of a fall from dozens of stories, which makes it harder for me to form an opinion of how tough he is. I'm going to assume that was a ridiculously unlucky fall, because 77 has survived way more nasty hits than that, with mostly cosmetic damage. Nothing too serious. Despite the fall, it would seem that Project 77 possesses superior durability. Movement. Both robots are capable of flight. During his initial on-screen battle with Professor Callahan, Baymax failed to avoid the first attack meant specifically for him. Instead of attempting to dodge, he tried to shield himself with a slab of concrete, which didn't work. This suggests a lack of ground maneuverability that, according to my knowledge, has never been disproven. However, he showed notable aerial agility and managed to avoid most of the professor's attacks in mid-flight. His flight speed is such that he has been seen breaking the sound barrier. On the other hand, Project 77 has more movement options. He can wheel across the ground, make jet-propelled dodges and jumps, and fly backwards. He's agile, but he's no Spider-Man. So how fast is he? I'm not sure if that visual effect suggested breaking the sound barrier. It looked that way, but he reached that speed in less than a second from a standstill. And if he could do that all along, I don't know why he never did it before. It's hard to say if he actually broke the sound barrier or that's just a cool visual to suggest speed. You can hear a faint sound effect in the background when this happens, but it doesn't sound anything like a sonic boom. Project 77 is clearly very fast, but maybe not max speed fast. I'd say Baymax just might have the advantage in speed, while Project 77 has the advantage in overall agility and mobile versatility. Skill and tactics.
I have all the right moves.
Indeed he does. Baymax can even execute martial arts during flight. On the other hand, Project 77 shows no sign of skills in martial arts, except perhaps the basic ability to wield a sword.
Come on. No. Oh, that's interesting.
I'm delusional.
Fellas, I'm thinking we're gonna need some backup.
However, he seems to have the upper hand in ranged combat. Between the two robots, 77 shows more human-like autonomy, which is probably one of the reasons why he's so good at making intuitive tactical decisions. However, Hero tends to tell Baymax what to do, especially when situations go beyond simply firing a rocket fist.
Baymax! Get him! No! Baymax! Palm heel strike!
It's close quarter skill and basic tactic versus long range prowess and adaptable tactic. I'm gonna have to give this point to Project 77. Weapons and defenses. Baymax sports a rocket fist while Project 77 has plasma projectiles, lasers, homing missiles,
A death ray?
No death ray.
It's not a death ray.
What is it? Ooh, hyper death ray.
What's the difference?
More death.
an energy blade, a directional force field, whatever that is, and who knows what else. If the symbols on his weapon graphic are any indication, it would seem he has 12 different weapons.
And what are we gonna do?
Hyper die.
Looks like Baymax brought a fist to a gunfight. I think it's clear that the winner is yet to be decided. Let's launch into the bonus round.
Engage overdrive mode. My body is changing. Overdrive mode engaged.
Overdrive mode is one of Baymax's newer features, introduced in the Big Hero 6 TV series. It's the answer to a situation where all other options are futile. Complete with a massive energized sword made from his wings, Overdrive mode will likely put Baymax and Project 77 on equal terms. However, it has one big drawback.
It'll drain his battery really quickly, but it's enough to... do that.
I did the thing!
Yeah, Hero said it would drain his battery quickly, and he meant it. On Overdrive, Baymax has only enough power for one decisive move and then he's useless. In fact, he doesn't even need to make a move.
Overdrive mode.
I scared the blender whale!
Thanks, Baymax.
As you can see, it will drain his power in a few seconds whether he launches an attack or does nothing. It can be argued that his energized sword was draining power in the latter case, even if he didn't use it, and perhaps his battery was not at full charge in the first place. Regardless, I think it's safe to say it won't help him for more than one or maybe two devastating moves. Will that be enough to beat 7-7? No, I don't think so. At minimum, Project 77 can take blasts that would vaporize the average human. You can blast him into outer space and he'll send you crashing right back down to Earth. Yes, he can be damaged, but his threshold is extremely high. Chances are he will survive a hit from overdrive mode and retaliate with as many equally devastating super attacks as he needs to. Comparing Baymax to Project 77 is like comparing Iron Man to Superman. They're both powerhouses, but one is vastly superior to the other. Baymax is
A robotic nurse.
77 is an endgame war machine. If Baymax were to stand a chance against Project 77, he'd need the entire Big Hero 6 at his back. And even so, the 6 of them probably won't hold him off for long. Therefore, the winner of this KO claim is Project 77. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the bell if you want to see more videos like this.